Hello and welcome. I'm Bio, and today I'm ill. So if I sound a little bit, then that's the reason why. Because I've got a cold at the moment.
And ain't doing to me too good.
So recently I played through Zombie Hunters 2. I didn't honestly think I was going to do this. I was like, am I going to do this? You know, I played through Zombie Hunters, or in this case, Zombie Zone Other Side, as it's actually called via the title screen. And that was a little while ago I played through that. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'll play through Zombie Hunters 2, to be honest. But lo and behold, against my will, my own will, mind you, I decided to play Zombie Hunters 2 from start to end. So today I'm just going to simply go through kind of like my final thoughts on the game while playing the game, right? So we'll go over the usual rubbish. It's developed by Tamsoft, published by Essential Games in Europe, but obviously D3 in Japan, and it was released, at least in Europe, in June 29th, 2007. That's quite a late release PlayStation 2 game if I've ever seen one. It came out in Japan in 2006. It came out a year later in Europe. There you go. And once again, it still suffers with the same issue that the first game had. At least the cutscenes are actually readable this time. But you're going to hear... I do like the music. I will say one thing for certain. I do enjoy the music in the game. But what I'm saying in terms of the story is the first Japanese version of these games has voiceover, but for some reason, Essential Games was like, nah, we ain't doing that. I don't know why. But unfortunately, what that means is Zombie Hunters, the first one, was Zombie Zone Other Side, as I think it was originally going to be called, because I think 505 was... My theory is 505 was originally going to publish it as Zombie Zone Other Tales. But then, I don't know what happened to 505, defunct, whatever. And Essential Games picked it up and retitled it as Zombie Hunters. But obviously didn't change anything. So that's why in the title screen it says Zombie Zone Other Side. That's my theory anyway. But my issue is that with Other Side, it's very clearly an unfinished localization because there's cutscenes at the very end of the game that is literally just panning shots, and you know that the characters are communicating during this, but obviously because it's in Japanese, they remove the Japanese voiceover, but don't replace it with an English voiceover, and don't put subtitles. So it's just panning shots of the characters, and you know there's going to be this story there, but then you don't know what the story is because, again, they didn't translate it. So it's just irritating. And this game is the same, but at least they translated the story cutscenes. Not the cutscenes at the beginning of each level, as you would normally see, but at least they translated the later cutscenes that you see later in the game. But there's still no voiceover, which is just irritating. Were you telling me you couldn't get the Japanese voiceover in the game? Why not? And are you telling me you couldn't just got a couple of people in the office to just voice the characters? That's what a lot of these budget publishers and that localized Japanese Japanese games did. They just got some dudes or girls in the office. Oh yeah, just voice this character. It's not difficult. There you go. I would have done it if I was in the office. But anyway, so I'm just gonna play a little bit, give you my 2 cents. You know, you got Aya, the main character. I've got a 100% save all in here because I just wanted to mess around a little bit. There's Aya Tan, which is like a really young version of Aya. Like, I guess Aya, if she was Saki's age, I don't know. Not a clue. You know, her and a thing. And that outfit. I'm gonna go with this costume because I don't know what this costume is. Not familiar. And Saki, she's blonde for some reason. Who else we got? So the interesting thing with this game is that this game has 3 stories. I'll get into that. But you have 8 playable characters. You have Aya, you have Saki, you have Reiko, you have Eva. Riho Futaba makes an appearance again with her sister Makoto from Demolition Girl. Makoto, by the way, I'm pretty certain it's just a character they created for Oneechanbara, simply because they wanted Riho to have a sister. And then you've got Kiku and Hana from Dragon Sisters for some reason. So I don't know why they're included, but there you go. I guess that's because they're sisters. That's why. Why not? It's another property they own anyway. And we'll have Reiko. We'll have Reiko in, I don't know, this outfit, whatever, with her helmet off, looking like bloody the Jack-o'-lantern girl from fucking Durara. Single play. Corporation play's cool. There's 6 stages in the game. It's cool that you can play this game with a friend if you wanted to, though. And we're just gonna play, I don't know, first stage because it's just easy and I can't be asked. So the game is similar in the sense of its previous game that got localized, Zombie Hunters. That you have this, like, it shows you most of the story in these little cutscenes at the beginning. My name is Aya. I am the scion of a line of sword-wielding assassins going back hundreds of years now. You know what I mean, right? Which Zombie Hunters had. I'm not going to go through it because it's not really that interesting. It's not really that interesting, per se. But it's the same as the previous game where you go into a room, you've got to take down zombos. And that is the name of the game. So if you're wondering, like, how does it play in comparison? It doesn't play any, in my opinion, from my memory, it doesn't play any different. There you go. Easy peasy. Yeah, in my opinion, it doesn't really play any differently than... God, how is that even staying up? She's got no strap. She's got random tattoos on her back. I don't know. As you can see in the emulator, it does, like, discolor some segments of the body. I don't really care, obviously, because when I played for it, I didn't care. It really mattered to me. This game did infuriate me sometimes, though. I just don't get on with the combat. It's just what it comes down to. I'm just not a big fan of the combat. But let me go over we'll go with the story, right? First. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything if I can help it. These things are annoying to kill. Yeah, you can jump, but why would you? So the story basically is Aya and Saki, obviously after the first game, they're now together, they're working together. This girl called Reiko appears, who seems to be friendly at first, but actually she betrays him later on, blah, blah, blah. And you have this girl called Eva be like the girl you fight at the end, right? Because she also was trying to kill Saki, because Saki's got special blood. It's interesting because, like, Saki seems to have slightly different blood than her sister for whatever reason, and she's special because of it, you know what I mean? And that's basically the story. You're trying to take down this Eva girl, right? That is the name of the game. Then Riho has her story, where Riho, like, is shooting a movie, because Riho's an actress, obviously. And, so Riho's trying to shoot this movie. I know where I need to go, so I have played through this game. Yeah, the Riho is like shooting a movie, but then oh no, the zombies are real. But then the end of her story basically makes you think that actually it was a movie. So it makes no sense. It's a stupid. Riho's story is completely pointless and is irrelevant, pretty much. And then Kiku and Hana is, we have come from the future. The Oneechanbara world is actually the past. And the world of Dragon Sisters, which is the Empire and stuff, and I'll get into the reason why I know stuff about Dragon Sisters in a bit, is actually the future. And all that jazz, right? I might as well kill the rest of these. The zombies go down easy because I got max stats for this character because of the save file. I played through the game, beat the game, but then obviously I wanted to have a look at the other costumes and if there was any content I was missing and stuff like that, and that's why I ended up downloading a save file off of Game FAQs. I still have my original save file. But yeah, so yeah, that's Riho, Fudabu, and Makoto's story, basically. And then, finally, you have these things. These things are... You basically just wail at them, and when you go into your Berserker mode... Well, actually, not Berserker mode. When you get... so I'll show you. It also puts up my baneful blood meter, if you want to call it that. And then you've got so their story is like, oh, we've been brought from the past, from the future to the past, and we're just gonna stop your evil ways, which is Reiko and Eva's evil ways. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. And that's basically the story. So the story is kind of stupid, to be honest. It's not really that interesting. The story, it's just kind of silly. I guess that's fine. You know what I mean? Then you got the music. The music's pretty good. So there you go. I've got like max blood on this sword, and I can keep wailing away at it. I don't know how these gates work, by the way. These gates. There you go. I have no clue how these gates work at all, and because basically I wail at them, they put the blood meter up, both the baneful blood meter and the blood meter on the sword. Apparently you can destroy them. I don't know how. I don't have the game manual, so I'm not really familiar. I think I did look it up, but then I still couldn't make sense of it, so it's like, whatever.
Maybe I'm just stupid.
Anyway, for me personally, the thing I enjoy the most in this game is the music. The music is great. The music's like bopping, it's like do-do-do-do-do. But it's very limited, so it does get a bit tiresome after a while. Now, this game does have the potential to be enjoyable. If it was treated, if it was more like Devil May Cry, it would have the potential to be enjoyable. But it's not. It's enjoyable now because I can pretty much take down most enemies with one hit, like so, right? And I think that's how the game should play. I think the game should play like that, in my opinion. But it just doesn't, for whatever reason. Why? I don't know. I've got to go down this way. I don't know why it doesn't play like that for whatever reason. Instead, when you first start playing the game, it takes ages to kind of take down enemies and stuff. At least in my opinion. Wow, so what else is there to say? Well, obviously there is the combat. So, the combat is the same as before, right? It's time... Right, I don't have a full grasp of the combat. I really don't. Because it doesn't really make much sense to me. Right? Basically, the combat is timing-based, if you're wondering. So, you basically lock on... So, you can lock on to something. The lock-on actually helps in this game to a degree. But you'll see that I'll lock on and then lock off. Numerous times. I think somebody dropped something. Oh no. But yeah, the lock-on is helpful in this game, but basically how the combat works is you press square, square again, 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 square again. So as you can see, he does a lot of combo, but let's say I do this, and I press it fast, she does a different combo than if I did it slow. And obviously, if I press up on the analog stick, she does a charge thing, and I can do this and then do that. If I press back on the analog stick, she does this. If I do this on the out, if I press right or left, she does a slash like so. You can press triangle to do a kick. Now, the kick you can incorporate into the combo if you so choose, but the kick's more to kind of like knock. If you get like surrounded by enemies, you can knock enemies away with the kick, and that's what it's mainly used for. And then you can press circle to kind of like throw a projectile of some kind, right? Not everyone does projectiles. If I switch to Reiko here, she does a shotgun, which is much more interesting and cool, in my opinion, than fucking throwing stars or whatever the hell Aya does, right? But you'll come to realize playing the game that most characters in the game play very similar to each other. There is a few unique elements. There's a few unique elements to each character in terms of their moveset and what they can do, just like with Reiko having her shotgun. But most characters generally play very similar to each other, so the variety is not really there to a degree. And Kiku and Hana as well play identical. They literally, their moveset is the same. I'm not even joking when I say that. So you've got 7 characters, 7 unique movesets, and they're not even that powerful. And if you're wondering like the shockwaves you see sometimes when I do a hit on an enemy, that comes from basically me timing an attack at the right time. Which is kind of just meh, to be honest. I don't really understand the combo system in this game that well. And it comes from me experimenting here and there, and I guess I don't really have a full grasp. Maybe if someone did a tutorial video going through everything, I would have a better understanding. I tend to take information in much better in visual form than in documentation form with certain things. And this is obviously, I'm guessing, one of those things. Because either I just kind of figure it out on my own, but I've really struggled to figure out how the combo system genuinely works in this game. So... But that's the combat. Obviously, you can do this as well. Jumping combat. Why would you? I'm not even joking. Why would you? There is literally no purpose. The crows can be killed in one hit, even when you're quite weak. Pretty much. I think when you're super weak, they take like 2 hits. But it's still not that bad. And the crows are the only flying enemies in the game, so it's not really too annoying. Obviously, the enemies aren't really trying to aggressively attack me because this is only stage 1. So. But there is enemies in the game which are very, very annoying. And those enemies are these, like, swamp-looking creatures which only can be killed while you're in your Baneful Blood mode or doing some kind of very specific combo, which I'm not familiar with because I can't do those combos. But they could also be killed by using your circle move, but only for certain characters. So, yeah. Frustrating? Annoying? Yes. Having enemies that can only be killed through certain methods? Very annoying. Because while in your Baneful Blood mode, you lose health, by the way. So you don't want to be in your Baneful Blood mode. And don't get me wrong, you have items that you can use, like Fragment of the Goddess Statue, which you can only carry 3 of these. Which basically stops the Berserk mode. And there is stat tunes. So as long as you memorize where the stat tunes are, and they do drop them quite frequently, as long as you memorize where the stat tunes are, like the actual, like, instead of those small little ones, actual, like, proper life-size stat tunes, you can come out of the Baneful Blood mode that way, and you can also purify all the blood as well, which is good. But honestly, the best thing about this game, in my personal opinion, is the music. The music's popping. It does get a bit stale as you obviously play the game, but the game is very much intended for you to play the game, play each level multiple times, which in the end I got sick of. So I did play through this entire game, but I did get stuck. And I got stuck at stage 5. And I got stuck for ages. And in the end, I got sick and tired, and I just got a save file, and I, obviously because that save file had characters at max stats, I played through stage 5 and 6 with that save file at max stats for the characters. That's cheating, Bio. Well, I try not to, but One thing I hate in a video game is grind. I hate grind. I hate repetition. I love RPGs, but I hate that aspect of RPGs. It infuriates me. So, but yeah, but I don't think we can go this way yet. No, it's blocked off. But yeah, I do hate that aspect. It's very annoying, in my opinion. We've got another one of these stupid gates. Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll go into our baneful mode, just so I can show you, because we can go up using the gate here. I think, you know, maybe these gates are used that way. Yeah. I think you got to do maybe a special combo. But you imagine, right, you're doing this slow combo like this. It's like, I'm pretty certain because I heard a growl come from him. Yeah, there you go. If I do that specific, like, special combo thing where it has the little wind effect come off like that, I'll probably kill this thing. But how do I do that? It's all random as far as I'm concerned, and I have no clue. And I've tried reading up about it, and I just don't understand it. So I'm going to go into painful now. Oh, not quite yet. Come on. I'm on the verge. But see, like, there's a variety of different combos that you can do. I don't think I can go into the Baneful Blow mode yet. I think I can only do it with an actual enemy. So, but yeah, it's frustrating. But yeah, I had to do that. I didn't want to do that, but it was just frustrating, to be honest. Oh, there we go, finally. So there you go, she goes into this like, oh, she's faster, she starts panting at you. As you can see, her health will start going down. It's a slow process, but obviously when you're weaker, you've got less health. You don't even have to fight these enemies, to be honest. So there's the statue, boom, now we're not in Baneful Blood mode anymore. Because again, I know where the statue is. I bet so we should play as Reiko for a little bit. But for me, if I'm honest with you, is there that much different in this game in comparison to Zombie Hunters? Not really. The stages you see are very similar to each other. They're not that much different from the previous game. They are different, but to a degree, but at the same time. But you literally have town, mall. Then I think, what was it? Yeah, you have town, mall, cave. And I think there's one other arena, one other like thing, but I can't really remember that much. So yeah, exciting, right? If I remember correctly, it's down here. You gotta go. Reiko can't go into the Baneful Blood mode. So you won't see her blood meter go up. Certain characters can't. Because they can't go into Baneful Blood mode, it means that their shotgun move is able to take down those swamp-looking creature monsters. So there we go, we're fighting Saki. It's the first boss battle in the game. And she's able to shoot these things at you and just ignore. So you can dodge in this game, which is at least something you can do. Obviously, she's going to get absolutely devastated because I'm overpowered. But there you go. But yet, in my personal opinion, there isn't enough different in this game to make it stand out. It's more like an expansion than anything else. But I feel like that's kind of the general consensus for the entirety of the Oneechanbara series. And I'll be honest with you, my true feelings to it is it's mixed feelings. And it's mixed feelings because there's aspects of the game I do like, but at the same time, I just don't think the combat is just not for me, I think. I just think it's just not my kind of combat. The music's great. The story's kind of just meh, right? And I think most people enjoy this game, and the reason why it got so big from D3, probably, it's not like Earth Defense Force where it was just fun. I think for this one, you've got these women in skimpy clothing fighting zombies, and that was the gimmick, and that was why it got popular. So, more than anything. Because if you have a look at the Metacritic scores of, like, the 360 and Wii game, they're not that good. So, and I've played through, you know, some of the later ones, and I'm still hoping at some point Onechanbara Z Kaguya gets released, gets localized and released in the West. I'm still holding out and hoping for that at some point, because I'd like to play that game, because I enjoyed Z2, and I'm holding out that hopefully at some point they will do Onechanbara Z3 Insanity. That's my own kind of like take on the game. I would love Onechanbara Z3 Insanity, where it's like expand the cameo characters. Have everyone from the Simple 2000 series come back in some way, shape, or form. It'd be Easter eggs, playable characters. It'd be fantastic. Imagine if Riho Futaba and her sister appeared again. Imagine if Kiku and Hana from Dragon Sisters appeared again. Imagine if some of the other characters. Imagine if bloody Ryo, whatever his name is, from Yakuza Fury appeared. I'm just saying, imagine like a bunch of other cool characters from previous Simple 2000 series games all appeared. The little skeleton guy from Splattermaster. That'd be cool. At least that's just my 2 cents. But obviously they went in the direction of Onechanbara Origin, which was, yeah, I won't say much about that. I've already made my opinions clear on that. But yeah, I honestly, this game is mixed feelings for me, right? There's certain aspects I think are good, but there are other aspects where I think are just kind of cheap. And I know it's a budget title, but I did a video on Ochimusha. Ochimusha is very unique and adds cool, unique mechanics, and it's also a beat 'em up, and it's also not, and it's not like annoying to, I guess I'd say annoying to play with the combo system. But yeah, I liked Ochimusha. It was cool how it played, the whole mechanic of like having a stand demon thing. And then obviously you play something like this and you're like, you know what I mean? But maybe it's just me. But anyway, I'm going to call it there. Bye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.